Mr. Edelman. This is Ryan. I have a quirky, nerdy question for you. I started seeing in the NFL this year that offensive coordinators are running receivers through the B gap and the C gap on their routes a little bit more. I'm just interested in how you would think about that if you were running those routes and what kind of pressure it would put on the defense if you had the opportunity to do that, since I know you surely didn't in New England. All right, appreciate you guys.
Yeah, a lot of the C gap runs, it's more of like the D and C gaps. Usually you'll see the fullback go into that B gap that he thinks is or B gap. And it's great counter. It's a great play action counter where you can go and freeze the guy at the linebacker position if you're the fullback and going through the B gap and then go out to your route. For a receiver, you're seeing a lot of these receivers now, especially, look at a lot of these great run game teams. The receiver on one side where the ball play is going will go to the force. And so if there's only one safety, that means there's a guy in the box. So you rather block the safety over the corner. So you'll redirect your blocking assignment from corner to safety, and that's called grabbing the force. Well, sometimes they're in that box so much that they can shoot that gap and get in, and that's your responsibility. So what teams have been doing now is they motion that receiver, and he'll go through the tight end and the tackle to pick up that safety and block him. So naturally, there's a counter to that play where the team has seen the receiver motion in, go through the C gap or the D gap and block the safety. And so the counter is you guys knock him over the head a couple times, you're getting the force, the safety's getting more and more nosy, and then you go through that C gap, you act like you're going to block that safety who's been hit twice, and then you fly out, and you usually get these huge catch and runs where, the defense is all sucked up on the run game.
Whoa. Well said.
You never ran anything like that?
I did. It was called F-Search. I was one of the innovators of that, buddy.
Really? How'd you like it? Like, what were some of the advantages?
Well, it was just good because a lot of times you'd come in and you'd have to block that safety. And so then over the years, it evolved where you would go through that gap and motion yourself. And it was your responsibility to motion to go get that safety. So you had to do every means end. But you couldn't touch the tackle because if you touch the tackle, that could be like a trigger point from the other guy. So you had to go in and hit that guy. And so it was like a tip of there was a great counter, and it was also great for the the route tree or whatever. You go in and you got that fake to that because it rewards you, and it makes that safety not play as hard down because he's got to respect that you're going to go out now potentially. But a lot of those B gap and A gap stuff, that's usually the H back. So he'll be lined up in that tight end, and they're faking a wham or they're faking a blast. And then they go out and they go through the gap, and it's usually wide open.